In today's spooky video, we're going to be continuing our looks at the Playmates Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is Ninja Ghostbusters Raphael as Zeddemore. Let's get some measurements going for Zeddemore here. Zeddemore, or Raphael as Zeddemore, is about 6, give or take about 6 1/4 of an inch tall. First showing you how he stacks up against regular turtles. Here is, just get his legs straight. Here's Monster Hunter Raph and Raphael as Dracula. That was from the Mutant and Monster line, so he's a little bit taller than those respected turtles. And these are regular height characters too, like regular sized turtles. So you can see how much taller, I'm not going to say it, how much taller the Zeddemore is versus the other turtle figures. Then to also give you some size comparisons with the regular turtles, or the rest of the turtles from this line, here he is next to Donatello. Here he is next to Michelangelo. And of course we can't forget, I'm just going to move these guys over. There we go, Donatello and Leonardo. And you've got your quartet of Ghostbusters all in check here. Again, they look great all together. They still carry over the traditional things about the turtles, their corresponding shades of green, so that still stays consistent. They are utilizing the same body mold. So body-wise, they're about the same as each other, but they each certainly bring something different to the table with their personalities and their expressions all captured, I think, perfectly here in their faces. Except for the included Slimer, there's really nothing different between his accessories and the other accessories of the other turtles. So he gets his proton pack, which, you know, looks exactly the same as all the other proton packs, except for, that's not 100% true, the little wheel that controls the proton stream. This is red, as well as the inside is red, which would then change depending on the turtle. Red for Raphael, blue for Leonardo, and so on and so forth. The blue, little blue energy, electricity that runs around them is the same on all the 4 figures. I don't think there's really much that's much different there. But in that, like, the proton pack is exactly the same. Still clips the same way as well. There's that little notch here, and the little clamp just clamps in like that. You can clamp it in this way. You can also theoretically clamp it this way as well. It's not really the way the instructions have indicated, but it also allows the proton wand to kind of angle more so inward if you don't want to have it sticking straight out. I guess you can kind of angle it. It doesn't work as well that way. But there's your proton pack. Nothing really different to be said there. Does look good though, I have to admit. Some really cool, fairly accurate details. And we can go ahead. You know what? We've done it with every other turtle. Let's put this on Winston Zeddemore. We'll just kind of angle the arms back a little bit. There we go. And we'll just get the straps going. There's something therapeutic to the idea of putting on a proton pack like this, because you don't get very many figures that involve a little bit of dressing up. A lot of times figures already have all their stuff on them that you don't really get to have fun. This kind of reminds me of like the old figures when I was growing up. And we'll just kind of clamp that into place. Didn't get quite the 2 notches. Let's see if I can get that all on there. Let's just bring this over here. The proton wand is just kind of scratching against the table, if you're wondering what that noise was. Yeah, it's funny that I'm having more of a difficult time on this, there we go, than I did with all the other 3 turtles combined. And there is your proton pack, your proton wand, and once again, unfortunately, does not fit into his hand. I've tried to get it into any of the 4 turtles that we've looked at over the course of these 4 videos. I cannot get it inside that hand. It's a little too big. I know they have to have incorporated this little cushion on the handle portion, but they should have made the handle a lot smaller than what they did. If they had made it closer to the handle of the PKE meter, then as you can see, it fits perfectly fine into his hand. No fuss, no muss, no heating of the hand to pry the fingers. The PKA meter fits perfectly fine. I wish the proton wand could have done the same. Just kind of clamp that there. And his other accessory, before we look at the figure itself, that's not true. There's two other accessories. He comes with a ghost trap. I just dropped the one he came with. Comes with a ghost trap. I'll make use of the other one from the other turtles that we looked at. It's the exact same. There's nothing different between this one and the other ones. I can only hope, fingers crossed, that Playmates Toys sees potential in releasing a second wave of these. Maybe we might get like the slime blower, backpack Egon or Winston here, and maybe not get like a ghost trap. But you get 4 ghost traps, 4 PK meters, and 4 proton packs amongst the 4 turtles that we've been looking at. So nothing really different there. However, what is different is Winston Zeddemore comes included with a Slimer. Maybe the Michelangelo Peter Venkman could have come with Slimer, because I always pair the two more so, I guess, with the real Ghostbusters. But I always pair those two together, I think, more so. But I'm just happy that we get ourselves a Slimer. He's hollow on the backside, so it's not really as much to look at. But from the front, it looks really neat. And I like that he's got that little, kind of looks like a whiff, like a little trail of ghost. I don't know what you would call it. Just, it does look like it's being sucked into the trap. But again, the clearance, the base, the bottom part of the figure just doesn't, I guess you could kind of angle it this way and just kind of balance it over top of the ghost trap. If they had also put a little peg here, or peg hole, and put a peg, not here obviously, but on the underside, you could have attached the ghost to the trap, kind of like what they did with the, I think Playmobil, if I'm correct, did that. And then you could just peg that into place like so. Moving those to the side, let's have a look at Winston Zeddemore, portrayed by Raphael. And the more I think about it, the more I think this is a good fit for the two. A little apprehensive in the beginning of these reviews. Michelangelo made sense from a Nickelodeon standpoint. From a classic standpoint, I think Raphael could have been a better choice for Peter Venkman. But as the skeptic that Winston Zeddemore is, I think that kind of makes more sense to Raphael's character and personality in the Nickelodeon cartoon. Now, he is Raphael, but he's also Raphael as Winston Zeddemore, so one of the more notable traits is Winston Zeddemore's very lavish, look at that, lavish mustache. I don't know why, but he also kind of reminds me of Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams. He's got some eyebrows going as well, which is something else that you don't tend to see a lot on a turtle figure. And he's got himself the Winston Zeddemore hair at the top there. If this was Ghostbusters 2, they would have removed the mustache. Kind of also looks like Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury as a Ghostbuster portrayed by a turtle. How's that for a combination? His name badge says Raph, as with the other turtles, all had their first names showing. Other than that, like, it's the same. It's essentially the same turtle. I'm gonna actually take the proton pack off, which I have to be honest, it's not as easy getting it off as it is getting it on. There we go. I'm going to take that off because I didn't spend a lot of time with the other 3 turtles showing you the back. I just want to show you how the back looks. So like all of this is underneath a Ghostbuster outfit, complete as well with the shell. And this is also a good opportunity for me to show you some of the additional shading that they added to it, so it's not just beige. I know there's a lot of excess levels of beige here, but Playmates have also gone in, they've just given you like a little bit of a lighter brown in those little areas too. So that, I think, really helps pop some of those really cool sculpted areas. Got some pockets on his pants, a little belt and walkie-talkie. That's carried over with all the turtles. And your Ghostbuster patch on his shoulder there. And like the other turtles as well, the coloring of the elbow pads and bandana, of course, will change as it goes with each turtle. So this being Raphael, you've got your reds, and red represented here in the bandana as well. I like that the bandana flows slightly to the side as well, and all the turtles have bandanas that slightly vary from one another. So that's a little bit how they can separate themselves from each other as well. Poseability on this guy, let's go ahead and do that now. His head is on a ball joint. Universal joints on the arms, so that rotates all the way around, even though the fact that the shell kind of is a big part of his torso, still manages to get the arm all the way around that. So that hinges out, forward and back. Got a universal joint also with the forearm, so that rotates all the way around, and a hinge back and forth. Also got a rotation in the glove. A lot of rotation. Rotation, rotation, rotation. Hope to not make you guys too dizzy by all that. The joints on the leg allows the leg to go forward and back, but to get the leg outward, you have to rotate the leg this way to allow the hinge to go out. If that makes any sense. See, the hinge is right there, so you can't bring the leg outward until you rotate it this way, and then that hinges this way. Make sense? Got the hinge there, as well as the lower leg rotates all the way around. This theoretically would break Raphael's poor leg, but in plastic form, I think he's going to be okay. I am very happy when it comes to these Playmates Ghostbuster Ninja Turtles. I really think that they did a great job of combining the two properties that are near and dear to my heart, bringing those two properties together. And I think they are really successful shy of two things. Their height, which again I mentioned many times during the course of these videos, that I feel like their height should have still stayed in the same scale as the other Ghostbuster figures, just for the sense that if you wanted to display them all, that these ones wouldn't stand out as much as they do. And of course, to beat a dead horse, I hate that phrase, to beat a dead horse, the handle of the proton wand is just way too big to actually fit into his hand. So I've just cheated here. I've got him holding it by the cord to get this, hopefully this successful looking final look down pat. My favorite of the four turtles, which is actually something I didn't even mention during near the end of this video, but I think my favorite is probably the Michelangelo as Venkman. Maybe second to that would be the Donatello as Egon Spangler. Let me know down below what your favorite turtle was from the new Ghostbusters, Ninja Ghostbusters line from Playmates Toys. Again, really cool. These are available now in stores, so if you guys are looking to pick these up for yourself, I would really highly recommend it. Not only if you're just a Ghostbusters fan, but if you're also a Turtles fan, it really hits both marks, I think, quite well. Today's spooktacular review, we're having a look at the final figure. This was Raphael as Winston Zeddemore, and this was from the brand new Playmates Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ninja Ghostbusters. Very, very cool. I can only hope, as leading ourselves out of the end of this video, I can only hope that Playmates does maybe go back and give us a second wave of these. I mean, there's, I think, a lot of potential. I'm just trying to think to myself, though, what pairings of characters could I see maybe coming together? Of course, above and beyond the Turtle Brothers, I think there's also a potential maybe that they had done an April O'Neil as Dana Barrett. But again, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, what would be some really cool combinations combining the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Ghostbusters property? If you guys can think of some ideas, let me know down below of what two characters, one being a turtle or turtle character from the cartoon, and one being one of the characters from the Ghostbuster movies, what two characters could you see could work quite well? Imagine like if you had done like a Krang, not of course the robotic Krang, but the Krang, the actual Krang characters, the aliens. Imagine if you had done one of those as Slimer. I know we had already gotten a Slimer that came included, coincidentally enough, with Zeddemore, but I think that could have also really worked well, a slimy version of Krang. But let me know down below, what Ghostbuster and Turtle characters do you think could be paired together to maybe give us a Series 2 of this line? Speaking of as well, Turtles and Turtle lines, there's of course many more lines lined up. That's probably not the greatest of segues. Many more lines lined up for the rest of Spot-tober. I know we're kind of getting near the end of this month, but there's still going to be some videos lined up for you guys. So if you guys haven't already had a chance to subscribe to this channel, make sure you hit that little subscribe button down below, then you'll never miss a beat when it comes to future videos, terrifying or otherwise. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.